You're now watching Good Morning Cruisers. Starting the morning off right with your hosts, Griff and Alyssa.
Good morning, cruisers.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Like and subscribe for non-stop cruise talk brought to you live. Enjoy the show.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
Hello.
morning, y'all.
Can
Good
you see
morning.
us? Can you hear us? Let's see if we're good to go. And so I have no way to actually check to see if we're live. So let me go to the main facing channel.
Looks like we're live.
And it looks like we are live. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing this morning? It's 10:29.
Only 29 minutes later than we said we were going to.
Had a little bit of technical difficulties. But
of course, because we can't have a live stream that works perfectly anytime.
No.
Not every time, but anytime.
Not any time.
There's not one time.
No, it doesn't work like that. So always schedule for like 30 minutes later than what we say. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I was trying to think of what I did. Got all of the pre-orders for Paradise Adventure Co. shipped out. So completely done. If you put a pre-order in back in June, end of June, early July, your stuff is on the way. And it's super exciting. So thank you again for your patience as we were working on those pre-orders. Like we said, 4 to 6 weeks. Yesterday was exactly 6 weeks. So we did it.
We did it.
I'm
We're officially caught up. You crushed it.
I'm so excited.
And so we're going to jump into the chat and just say good morning, you guys. So you've shipped everything out. And then we talked to Rose the other day, and we got some more news this morning.
Mm-hmm.
People are beginning to cancel their cruise with a newly increased surge of COVID cases and everything that's going on with Carnival, and MSC changing their precaution to yellow on the CDC's website. So people are canceling.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can understand that.
Yeah.
If you are nervous about COVID.
Other people in the industry, they're canceling their cruise, and it's got me thinking. Got me a little worried, little shaky.
A little shaky.
On our Alaska cruise that's coming in hot.
Oh yeah.
And so, are you nervous at all?
I'm nervous only because I don't think that they will cancel. I don't think Norwegian's going to cancel. I am just a little nervous about us getting sick. Yeah. And not that we're not being careful, and not that, anybody can get sick at any time, right? And it's one thing to get tested at the port and then have to come home from Miami. It's another thing to fly all the way to Seattle and get tested and get denied boarding in Seattle. And you're like, but I flew all the way here and I really want to go to Alaska.
And so
that's the only reason I'm nervous. I think that we'll be fine. I feel fine. Just need a little bit more sleep. But we do leave on Thursday, and then the cruise leaves on Saturday. So we have 1 week to make it. We can do it. We can do it.
Fingers crossed we can do this, because I was catching some of the stories. I watched Tony's video the other day, and he said some cruisers got all the way up to Seattle for their Royal Caribbean cruise, and they were denied entry because they were, was it unvaccinated?
Well, yeah, they didn't know that they had to be. They didn't know that, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, they got all the way to the point, and if you guys are watching, you can chime into the chat here if you're watching this. If you were the victims that were victims? If you guys were the unfortunate souls that got all the way up to Seattle and realized that you needed to be vaccinated to take this cruise, how did you get there? How did you get that far?
How did you get that far without knowing?
Without knowing.
And so I kind of chimed in too, because we've been going on a bunch of different cruises, right, this past month on a different cruise line. So all of the cruise lines have different protocols. So it'd be one thing, like, if I get it mixed up in my head, it's like, like Royal Caribbean's doing this and Carnival's doing this, but I'm just going to assume that was their first cruise back. Yeah. And probably the only cruise that they've done so far. And I mean, my first cruise, I was reading everything, you know, like, so yeah, I guess that's just kind of interesting.
Which rock are you living under? And is there room for more? Because you need to let people know to get out from under that rock, and that.
I don't know. Sometimes being under the rock is a little bit better than knowing what's actually going on. But at the same time, it does put you in a really bad situation.
I can't remember the celebrity who it was. It was like Jared Leto or something like that. He went on a retreat for like 3 months. I'm talking about no cell phone.
I mean, that sounds nice.
I'm not saying it was Jared Leto, but it was one of these celebrities, like A-list up there. They completely shut off the world. Like, good for you. Like, went up there 3 months, no phone, no internet, was hiking, was with nature, yoga. He was doing it, and he got back and was like, what is happening? The world had shut down.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
He was like, what is happening? So, like, he walked into like a shop, and someone was like, where's your mask? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, talking about? Also, we're closed. Why are you here? He's like, what do you mean it's closed? It's Wednesday.
right.
I always get coffee here. And he was just so taken aback. So I wonder if that was the same kind of situation where they just
didn't know. I mean,
went through the entire 2020, didn't realize what happened, and decided to get on a ship and was like, cruises have been canceled for an entire 18 months?
No, I find that one hard to believe.
I'm just saying. But yeah, so people are canceling cruises. We are not one of those people that have canceled their cruise yet, but we are a little bit nervous. I think I saw Josh Gates in the chat saying that he's considering canceling his September cruise due to the upsurge of COVID cases and the Delta variant. Yeah. So you guys are probably wondering how this affects your cruise. There are some updates. There are some changes. You will see increased mask utilization on ships.
Yeah, definitely different protocols. Yeah. I think I saw someone saying that the protocols with Carnival are changing. I think that's what I read real quick as it came through. Carnival protocol is getting bad for Carnival. So yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I haven't seen what Carnival protocols are at the current moment. But like I said, they're still drastically different from what we were on the horizon a couple of weeks ago. Just
the shift in vibe from Adventure of the Seas to Adventure of the Seas. It was like, boom, vaccinated, get on the ship. No masks, wash your hands, it was great. And then with Freedom of the Seas, and it was a little bit opposite, wasn't entirely different, but, masks in certain places of the ship because it was like unvaccinated and vaccinated. They had a certain percentage that were unvaccinated. And then we got on Carnival, and it was like on the other side of the spectrum where you didn't have to wear a mask, but there were some parts where you did have to wear a mask because it was like, when you're watching shows and stuff like that, you did have to wear a mask. It was
on Carnival?
Yeah, we had to put on a mask during the show because people were in the show that were unvaccinated as well.
I don't remember that. I knew that was MSC.
We did do that on MSC as well.
I didn't carry a mask at all on Carnival unless I was getting off the ship.
I remember wearing a mask.
I don't. Anyhow, so I'm interested to see what Norwegian is doing, specifically out of Seattle, because that's where we're going, and the ship is supposed to be fully vaccinated. Aren't all Norwegian ships going to be vaccinated?
I think so.
Because they won their lawsuit with Florida.
And speaking of that lawsuit, Norwegian returned to sailing. This weekend. So they're heading out to the Caribbean. I think it was a 7 or 8 day cruise or something like that.
Probably.
Making stops in the Cozumel and Costa Maya. So they're going to have a good time.
Yeah, on the Gem. Yeah. Norwegian Gem just sailed away yesterday.
Norwegian Gem. So congratulations to Norwegian. Good job. I mean, you're out there sailing.
Good job.
You're back to work. Yay. I mean, you got something to celebrate. You guys are back at it. So, someone said you got to do your homework. You really do. You
do. And I will say it's definitely a little more stressful traveling these days. Between when we went to Aruba back in 2020, August of 2020, and then we did the Bahamas in April of 2021, April 2021. And then going on all these cruises. I mean, if you just think back like a year and a half ago, if we were going on a cruise, you wouldn't have to worry about as much to get ready for. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it's the fun stuff. Like, what do I pack? And what shoes do I bring? And are there going to be straws on the ship? You know what I mean? Like silly things that you would worry about.
Do they have Coke products?
Right. And now it's like, okay, well, now I have to see, do I do I have to be vaccinated? Do I have to wear a mask? Do I have to do this? And it's just it's a little more.
Will that mask match with my outfit and my dress?
That's very important.
Yeah.
Because on the first couple cruises, it didn't match, and I was like, I cannot.
Yeah, you've got this beautiful dress on, and then you have like a surgical mask on your face.
This looks silly.
So,
anyhow,
hot.
but long story short, it does involve a little bit more planning these days to travel in general, but specifically to cruise because everything's different. Everything's very different.
Very, 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 very different.
So read everything. Ask questions.
Norwegian's back, which is super awesome, but we got some news this morning that Disney has chosen to cancel some of their cruises.
Yeah, let's talk about Disney real fast. So Disney is officially sailing as of right now on the Dream out of Port Canaveral. She is doing a 3 and 4 night sailing to just Castaway Cay, I think. Correct?
Castaway Cay.
Just Castaway Cay.
Hanging out at Castaway Cay. That is their private island for the rookie cruisers that have never cruised with Disney.
And it's lovely.
And it's absolutely gorgeous.
It's lovely.
We went to Castaway Cay a couple times in 2019, and a couple of our creator friends just got back from Castaway Cay. So AK Adventures went last week. So go check out their vlogs. I think they've already put out one on the first cruise back on Disney. Kyle Palo was there. Jojo was there. Who else? Michael Key. I don't know why I said Michael Key because I'm so used to Key and K. Michael K. So apologies.
Michael Key.
So you have all you Disney fanatics out there, and if you've never cruised on a Disney cruise before and you're interested, go check out those vlogs. They're there. Maybe after this live stream, I'll drop their channels down in the description box below. You can go get you some Disney cruise content while you're working.
Yep. And so along the lines of the Dream sailing, now the Fantasy is going to start to sail. I thought it was going to start at the end of August.
Yeah.
Now it's in September, and they just canceled September 4th for the not the Carnival. I was reading a comment. For the Disney Fantasy, they just canceled the September 4th sailing, and they will resume operations on September 11th. Now, if you are familiar with the Fantasy, it typically does 7-night sailings. They're not doing that right now. They are cutting them down to 4 nights. So if you're booked on the September 11th, 18th, 25th, and October 2nd sailing, you will still go, but your itinerary will be shortened from 7 nights to 4 nights. So you're automatically transitioned into the new itinerary. You will have the same departure dates, and the guests that are booked on those will be refunded the difference in cost of the voyage fare, taxes, fees, port expenses, and vacation protection plan if applicable. So if you are booked on any of those Fantasy cruises, you do get a refund for the nights that you won't be sailing. If you want to book on the Fantasy for a 4-night, because we might, you can do so starting August 25th. And of course, you can use our travel agent, Rose, at weilertravelgroup.com.
That's right.
To book your Disney cruise. But that is the Disney cruise news as of today. It's sad that they are canceling another sailing, but excited that they will resume in September. Even if it's just a shortened trip to, I think it's Castaway Cay. 1 second. I didn't read the whole thing out loud. Will only visit Disney's Castaway Cay. Perfect. You know what? That's all it needs to do. I love Disney's Castaway Cay so much.
It's such a good island. It's actually exceptional. I would go as far as saying, and you guys are going to disagree with this, at least some of you, I would almost prefer that Royal Caribbean and Disney and Carnival, they just go to their private island and wait until the other countries figure out what they're going to do. And it's not a popular decision, but me outside looking in, it does sound like a safer decision, a little bit more control.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying you can maybe start creating more excursions on that private island, some creative solutions, and maybe maybe spread people out a little bit. But
Well, I'm going to agree with you specifically for the Bahamas sailings, right?
Okay.
And so
fair.
Disney and Royal Caribbean's private islands are so great that I don't mind spending at least 2 days there, right? So if I do a 4-night sailing to the Bahamas, do a sea day, which is really interesting, because you just practically are barely floating out there for a sea day. Do a sea day, do 2 days in a row at the private island, and then do a sea day back.
Yeah.
Like, totally great. You have plenty of things to do on both of those islands. You can just relax if you want to. You can take an excursion. Disney's, I don't know if Castaway Cay is doing the 5K, but you can run a 5K. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things to do that you almost need multiple days at the private island to do what you want.
To do them.
Yeah. So just cruise me there, let me stay there, and then cruise me back.
So what topics have we covered? Some people are asking, am I late to the chat? Yeah, people have canceled their cruises. People are canceling, and I wouldn't be surprised if others cancel as well. Disney has canceled their cruise. Liz touched on that. But they
On
are
September
on
4th.
September 4th, but they will return. What else did we miss? Cases are surging, but we are kind of hoping that we stay COVID negative.
Well, of course, everybody's
We're
hoping
cruising
that.
in 4 days,
Yeah.
and I guess you haven't been exposed, but some people, we've getting texts from our friends that are
Yeah, we've not been in contact with the people that are getting sick, but
Yeah.
more of our friends we see are getting sick,
Yeah.
right?
and
So-
it is not fun keeping
No,
them
it's-
in our
no, it's
thoughts
not.
and prayers, for sure. But
yeah.
it's just kind of we've had it in the past. When did we contact it? It was or contracted a few
It was back in the end of March.
way. Yeah, it's been a while. March, April, May, June, July, August. So we are vaccinated, and we were able to attend the Adventure of the Seas cruise. We have been tested numerous times, and we have still not, fingers crossed, caught it yet. Again. Rather.
It's like-
And we're over here playing it safe. We're trying to get on this Alaska sailing
right.
because
all the vitamins,
Yeah.
I'm like, stay out of my bubble. I
Yeah.
need to get on this cruise.
people are wondering what we're doing. We are wearing our mask. We are washing our hands. We are exercising frequently. Changed our diet up even more. Make sure we get more nutrients, vegetables, fruits, veggies, all
Lots
that.
of vegetables.
Lots of
guys.
fiber.
Eat your veggies.
A lot of
They're good for
holistic
you.
approaches. A lot of prayer. We really want to go on this Alaska cruise. I
Right.
can't stress it enough. So we're hoping that we get through that flight and
Yeah, that's the other
we
thing.
test. Are we going to
Exactly.
test and before we leave or
Yeah, so Norwegian was recommending that you get tested before you test at port, right? So we're flying on Thursday morning, so I think we'll try to get a PCR test done on Wednesday. They said PCR or rapid, but preferably PCR if you can. So I still don't really know what the difference is between the two, other than one gets there faster than the other. So we'll probably get tested on Wednesday, make sure we're good to go, fly out on Thursday, and then they will test us in port before we board the ship at their expense before we get on the ship. So
Sounds good. What are you most excited about for Norwegian?
a lot of things, actually. It's been a hot minute since we've been on Norwegian, like 4.5 years specifically since we've been on Norwegian. And yeah, I think I'm just excited for the experience again. You
Yeah.
know? Like it's kind of hard to pick just one thing. Like the food and the specialty dining was great, so I'm excited for that. The ship was really pretty that we went on, and we're going on the Encore, so it's a brand new ship. There's tons of things to do on the ship, like go-karts and laser tag and this water slide that apparently you go upside down, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to ride it because I might get stuck.
Because you're not heavy enough.
Right, and so I would
little
like to
lightweight.
see I would like to see the weight limit on that because I've seen a lot of people get stuck on that, and
I
I feel like
have too.
I feel like I'd be the
You know who's not going to get stuck?
you.
Not me.
You go fast.
I'm a little thick. I'm a little big. I bring the weight. I bring the pain. So I'm going to get through that water slide really, really quickly. But more Norwegian news.
Oh, and the shows. Thank you, Rob.
the shows on Norwegian are
were
amazing.
Great.
I remember Wine Lovers the musical, and that's something I'm going to be excited to do once we do it again. But this time we're going to do the Whiskey Prohibition show.
I don't know if they're doing it again.
Oh, that's right, because of
I feel like they might have taken it down.
the viral thing that shall not be named.
Yeah. Well, we already named it several times.
Several
in this
times.
video. But they are doing Choir of Men. I
Mm-hmm.
saw Robbie O'Malley's on the ship right now. He went to see that show last night. And so I am interested to see the shows and eat the food and do all the things and see the glaciers because it's so cool, guys. Alaska is just really neat. Isn't it neat?
So speaking on Norwegian, they're celebrating a lot. So they're sailing again. Norwegian Jim left Sunday, and Norwegian Prima,
Well, that
It's
ship
out,
looks
yeah.
pretty legit.
the first of the Prima class, it floated out in the Venice shipyard, and people are pumped because
People are pumped.
it's their new class of ships. I don't know if you heard of it. We can drop a link in the chat after the show, but it's exciting because it's heading out and it's on its way, and people can't wait. Let me know if you guys are booked on the Norwegian Prima and if we should book the Norwegian Prima.
Yeah, I guess that's one that we kind of overlooked because it's coming out around the same time as the Disney Wish, and you know your girl wants to go on Disney Wish. So that doesn't mean we can't also book the Prima.
Mm-hmm. For those of you that are new to what a float is, like myself, the float out signifies the completion of external works and painting to Norwegian Prima. This includes the whole artwork, which is something that we got to see with the Virgin voyages out in Italy. And essentially, it's designed by Italian graffiti artist Manuel De Rita. And if you don't know, Norwegian paints a lot of the front of their holes and stuff. So
Very cool.
very, very cool. And the work continues. So
And the work, so now it's like the inside.
mm-hmm.
So the outside is pretty much all done,
Mm-hmm.
but the inside, she not done. Okay, yeah, we can just get rid of.
Let's get rid of that one. Little pop-ups kept popping up, guys.
Pop-ups
So, is the new Norwegian terminal complete?
in Miami. Yes,
It is. So
Yeah,
we-
look, it looks like a little spaceship.
Looks like a little bean. I don't know if you guys
A little bean.
Little-
I mean, you can't see that obviously, but if you've not seen it, you can. I don't know if you can throw it up on the screen or just Google it. It
Yeah.
looks really cool. We've seen it in person on the outside now like 3 times, but we've not been inside. So maybe once Norwegian brings more ships to Miami this next couple months, maybe we'll do another Norwegian cruise.
Whew, I don't know.
Okay.
Like many other creators, I'm about cruised out. We might need to take a break and actually edit some content because I am behind. And if you guys haven't
Cruised I
seen
can
the
never
latest
be
episode of the
cruised out.
Carnival, go check that out. That episode launched out yesterday. Go check it out. I show the real side of Carnival and how they're treating their customers. So it's a watcher.
It's so watcher.
It's a watcher. And so it's approaching 8K views, which is great in my little world.
Thank you for watching.
What else we got? So we've touched on a lot today. We've been going live for about 20 minutes now. But how are you guys doing? I'm going to jump in the chat for a little bit.
Wish I was cruised out. Right. I don't really understand his cruised out because I enjoy going on the cruises. That's my favorite part of the job. But I mean, we could probably use, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks.
I would say 3 to 6 weeks.
in between the cruises, just because this will now be our 5th, guys. This is our 5th cruise coming up since June. That's a lot. Usually we do like 6 in a year, and we've done 5 in like 2 months. So if we could spread them out, I guess, just a little bit, that way we can get back into a routine. We can work out a little bit. We can, I don't know, unpack. I feel like I unpack, do the laundry, and I repack. And it's really cool that we get to do it at the same time. I still need to sleep.
So
But I guess I'll sleep on the ship.
a question came through in the chat, and it's completely unrelated.
Okay.
They want to know if Carnival is the only line with cases.
So
And
that's a great question.
that's a great question, and the answer is no. They are not the only cruise line with cases, which makes you think, why are they like the scapegoat of everything right now? Because they're not the only one.
Right.
Was it here nor there? It's here, COVID, and the bottom line is cruise lines are getting cases and they're reporting those cases to the CDC. And then what you'll see is the CDC will shift a certain ship and the cruise line to yellow, green, red as a precaution. So people everywhere can kind of go see what's going on before actually going on that sailing, and you can make an informed decision whether you need to cruise or not. Some people in the industry are calling for more specific numbers, which I'm just going to say, cool. Shout out to Carnival. You gave us the exact number.
Right. And so I don't know. Let's ask the chat here. Would you prefer to have an update of every cruise ship that is sailing right now with the exact number of cases on the ship? So for instance, saw an article that Carnival had 26 cases on the Vista, right? Do you want to see that number?
Yeah.
Or do you just want to look at the colors and be like, okay, well, the MSC ship is orange, so that means that they have a case or 7 or 10. Like, you just don't know. So I would be interested to know what you would want to see specifically and why. Right. So... Yeah, I don't know if it's like super necessary for them, because what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
If the cruise line is taking the precautions that they're supposed to be doing, right? So if someone gets sick, for instance, if I don't feel well and I say, hey, I don't feel well, that's what I'm supposed to do. They test me, I'm positive. Then they say, okay, you need to quarantine.
Yeah.
And then they quarantine me, and then Cullen tests negative, so he is away from me, and then we have to leave the ship or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if every cruise line is like escorting people. It's like, okay, well, now you have to leave, or you just stay in this little cabin until the end of your cruise. If it's one person or if it's 50 people, if they're all doing that, what does it necessarily matter if we know how many people?
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
That's fair. That's fair. So some people are saying colors are fine with me. It depends which cruise, Brittany, but Royal Caribbean does require a vaccine. It just depends on the cruise. So the answer is it depends on the cruise. So a lot of people don't think they need to see the numbers. Personally don't think I need to see the numbers.
No.
But for those who are a little bit more data driven and they want to see the numbers,
which is fine. I mean, I understand. I'm usually a numbers person, right? I like the numbers. I like to see, but at the same time, I don't know if that's going to change anything for me. Right. There are 15 people, because first of all, I'm not on the cruise.
Yeah.
I'm not on that sailing. I'm at home. I might be going on that ship in 2 weeks, but those people will be long gone.
I think if the Alaska sailing goes from like green and it drops down, let's say, was it orange or yellow are they using?
Well, I think yellow means they're investigating. Okay. And orange means there's a confirmed case.
Cool. Let's say it drops to orange.
Okay.
I would see that and say, okay, cool. It looks like, 1, someone reported it. 2, they're taking care of it. They've gone through 3 things in my opinion, right? Everything's good, guys. They're checking, and then like, oh, someone may have this. Now we're investigating. We're doing the proper precautions, the protocols that went into place. Cool. We confirmed the case, and they're under quarantine. We're orange. I would see that and be like, okay, cool. They've got it under control.
Right.
Me now, if something went to like red, I'd be like, hey, listen, I might need to reconsider this sailing.
Well, if it's red, they can't sail.
Oh, well, perfect.
So I don't think you really have to worry about it unless it's red. Because if you're on that ship and it's red, it's like, well, you probably won't be sailing. It'll probably be canceled.
I also think it's interesting and a bit unfair. I'll just call it how I see it. A bit unfair. We don't see, like hotels and airlines doing that. I'm just calling it how I see it. I know a lot of people don't agree with that. But could you imagine like, hey, just say XYZ airline is like, hey, we were under red. There was like 12 cases that got over this plane. We cleaned the plane, but they're out there giggling around on their next adventure. Right? Could you imagine if they had to stay on the plane or at that hotel?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just being, a little bit an instigator, but I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it. I'm just saying. I gotta keep it real or something. You know what I'm saying? But no. I think I think cruises are being picked on at this point. My fun. What is it that Don Don from Don's Family Vacations. He says he goes, let me put on my tinfoil hat. He puts it on. He's like, conspiracy. I'm gonna steal that bite. Do you think it's political sometimes? Like, let's just say not like the flags of convenience and how certain tax dollars go XYZ and fly under certain countries. And for those that don't know what flags of convenience is, it's basically what the ship is registered in and where they would pay taxes and stuff.
Most
too.
of them are in like Bahamas or what's the other one? Panama. But yeah, I would probably say that that's the case. I don't,
because we didn't get a bailout. I say we collectively, the cruise industry. Yeah.
So I mean that's probably it. But I don't want to get into politics. So
Yeah.
It's probably it. But yes, Crazy Cat Traveler. I want the numbers for my local grocery store. Yes.
Ooh. Can we pin that? Could you imagine if your grocery store was like, hey, we're in super red alert. Someone is touching all the Wheaties.
All the Wheaties. Don't go in aisle 8.
Stay out of aisle 9. Get out of there.
That's kind of funny.
But yeah, it's been a hot topic from the very beginning, and so that's that. People, yeah. But anyway.
Good morning, Sherry. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Sherry. Welcome to the show. If you guys are lost, you can always start from the beginning. But here we are, and good morning, cruisers. Stay out of aisle 9. Guys, could you be so kind to give this video a thumbs up? It lets YouTube know that, hey, we are here. You're enjoying the show, and that's going to show this show to more people on the internet that there's a good morning, there's a live cruise news show, and it starts in the morning at 10 or 10:30.
10 or 10:30
10 or
EST.
10:30. I promise we'll get better at it. We're still getting to the swing of things and figuring out how to title and put YouTube thumbnails and stuff for you guys. But yeah, the video just hit thumbs up. 100 thumbs up. We did it.
Oh, we did?
We did.
That's
we did
not
it.
a lot, guys.
Well, how many people are watching right now?
I don't know.
Let's go check that out real quick. So we have, according to this, 190 people watching. And if we could be, nope, that's a correction. We have 200 plus people watching. If we can get to 200 likes.
That's not enough likes.
Yeah. If we have 200 people watching, let's get to 200 likes. That'd be super, super great. Also, I should probably work on different thumbnails. That's the third time I've used that shit.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
YouTube is hard. Unrelated, just let you guys know.
YouTube is hard.
YouTube
guys.
is hard.
This is hard work.
So
Can we go back to the chat, please?
Yeah, sure.
I saw something come through that I wanted to thumbs down. Okay, guys. Well, actually, you know what? You gave us engagement, so thanks for not liking the
Hey,
video.
Kyle Palos in the chat. Kyle, we were talking about you earlier, man.
All good things, of course.
All good things. Fantastic things. We said that we watched your Disney vlog and how everything's coming back and how you guys enjoyed Castaway Key. So we told everyone to go watch Kyle Palos vlog, AK and Travel Spree.
Those were the exact words that came out of our
AK
mouths.
and JoJo. Everybody's so connected now.
I love it.
I love it. It's just so fun.
It's so fun.
But welcome to the show, everyone. Give Kyle a round of applause.
A round of applause.
I wish YouTube chats were more like immersive with like GIFs and stuff, and like they can like click his name
Yeah.
and like fireworks would go off like.
Yeah, we need to send in some feedback to YouTube.
Send feedback to YouTube. So Disney, yes, Disney Fantasy
You
resumes
missed
sailing.
that, Kyle. We already talked about it.
All right, so Kyle is late to the chat, and that's okay. Disney Fantasy resumes.
Yes, I'm very excited. So we've been on the Dream twice now, and we were looking at doing a Disney cruise. And at the time when we were looking, the Dream was the only one sailing. But now that the Fantasy's doing it and a 4-day, we might hit up the Fantasy. But I
Yeah.
don't know what the prices are because you can't book them until next week. So Rose will let us know what the damage will be if we book a Fantasy cruise. Also, fun fact, we currently don't have any other cruises booked after Alaska.
We're done.
Until January.
We're done.
So, we need another one. And I feel like the Fantasy would be a great addition.
I was thinking about retiring from the cruise industry.
You silly. What the heck happened?
What the heck happened with that chat? Did that thing just cover my face? Y'all see that?
What is going on over
I'll
there?
bring that down for you.
Okay, let's... That's a great question. Glenn, they don't have kids. How do we feel about cruising Disney without kids? Well, Glenn.
People stare at us funny.
No, they don't.
They judge us. And then they walk up to me and they tap me on my shoulder and they're like, stranger danger, where are your kids?
Okay.
Weird much?
So none of that happens. We've been on 3 Disney cruises, the best cruises that we've done, in my opinion, to date. My favorite part, and of course they're probably not doing this at the current moment because of how, actually no, they're not. And I will tell you what they are doing. At the current moment because of, everything. But they usually put you at a table at dinner time with other people, right? And Disney is so good at pairing people at the table, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Carnival, Royal Caribbean, whatever, they just put random people together, right? On Disney, every single time we've been at a table with either people our age that also don't have kids, or I think the only time that we were at a table with people like an older couple was the second Disney cruise that we did. And they did have kids, but they were so personable, right?
Yeah.
And so we got along with them really well. And I feel like Disney, like I said, just does a great job of pairing people to the point where we're still friends with the people that we ate dinner with.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you're following them. They're actually having a child.
I know, it is so great. So congratulations to you if you guys are watching, but we love you guys. It's so great. And yeah, like Bridget is saying right now, Disney is adult friendly. They have kids clubs, which are like, almost, it's not 24/7, but pretty much the whole time. So if you do have kids, you can put them in the kids clubs. And what's nice is that there are so many adult only things or areas where there aren't kids at all.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
So all that just to say, if you don't have any children, you're not bringing them on the ship, they will throw you off that ship.
Okay,
So
okay, please stop.
Where is the child? Do you remember we got asked that question? Show me pictures of the children.
Oh yeah, well that wasn't anything to do with Disney.
Let's
That's
pivot.
just
Let's
some creepy people on
hard
YouTube.
pivot. So long story short, yes, Disney is great for adults. You don't have to bring a kid. It's going to be amazing. I promise. The food's delicious. The fun is there, and Castaway Cay is absolutely amazing. Hard pivot. People ask us if we have kids all the time, but at one point someone messaged us and was like, "I know you don't like kids, but show us photos of the children." Is that what they said?
No, they didn't say the first part. They just said, show us pictures of the children. And I said, I'm sorry, what? So apparently they thought that we had kids and they wanted us to show them pictures of our kids. And it was just like, guys, don't be weird. That's just weird.
We're like, hey, listen,
block. First of all, we don't have kids. Second of all, that's creepy.
Yeah. So we felt like Shaq on that one. So.
It was weird.
You blocked. No, that's my point here. But what's up?
Leslie, that's creepy. Are you telling me there are some crazy folks out there?
Yep, Rob Martin. There's some Looney Tunes out there, but So Amy C just subscribed. So I'm gonna give a special shout out to Amy C. So if you're watching this live show and you're enjoying the morning vibes, we will be here tomorrow.
We will. Yeah, tomorrow morning.
This is a daily Good Morning Cruise show, and you'll hear more cruise topics tomorrow, us bantering between each other and giving our opinions on what's going on in the industry.
Also, if you have any suggestions, but that are relevant, let us know, and we might talk about it on the show.
Yeah, tomorrow. Something that I'm going to say I want to do is birthdays once a week.
Oh, happy birthday.
So if you have like a birthday.
You know who has a birthday today?
Go ahead.
The 2 dogs, Elaine and Newman, that are at the house, and they are adorable. They are 2 years old today. Giant golden retrievers. They're adorable.
They're adorable.
Happy birthday, Elaine and Newman.
So happy birthday. And if it's your birthday this week, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I want to, okay, so
happy birthday,
this
dear
is
cruiser.
Related to birthdays and not cruising, but there's this song. It's a birthday song that they sing in Aruba, right? And it is a jam.
It's pretty hot.
And I'm just so confused at why we don't have a birthday song as good as the people in Aruba.
Because have you been to Aruba? Aruba is awesome.
No, I know. But why is ours happy birthday to you? I mean, it's kind of thought.
It is very systematic.
Right. And so,
Happy birthday to you.
but
Birthday to
everybody's
you.
like singing and it's like, yeah. And it's, I don't know. I'll have to find it and we'll have to
Yeah,
play it on
it's
the chat.
really good.
But it's like a legit like party. Like,
It's a
I
party.
like this song
It's a party.
because we are lame. Yeah. I mean, compared to the Arubians.
Rubens.
Arubans. I like Arubians better. Yeah, we are pretty lame. We basic.
Aruba
We
vlog.
basic.
Aruba vlog comes out Sunday.
Ooh, that's exciting.
So when we go on our cruise, you will have cruise content. I promise you'll see Aruba and you'll see Curacao.
Yeah, and there's a Dining on Deck episode coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah, tomorrow. So we ate at
Oh,
the.
that is tomorrow.
Yeah. Let me call it tomorrow. It's probably the best Italian food we've had on at sea. We've had a lot of Italian at sea.
That's true, and which is interesting because we don't often eat Italian at home.
Yeah, we've been to Palo. We've been to Giovanni's.
Oh, I liked
We've been
Palo,
to La
though.
Cucina, Del Capitano. We've been to MSC's, which is basically an Italian cruise ship.
Okay, so people are saying Stevie Wonder version. I'll have to look that up.
Oh, you never heard of the Stevie Wonder version?
I mean, maybe. I know what he's.
Oh, he does his thing?
I know who he is.
Oh.
I just don't know if I've heard his Happy Birthday song.
So Amy Rogers says, can I just say I love Dining on Deck? Amy Rogers, we love you. Thank you for those kind words. For those of you that don't know, they're in the chat. Dining on Deck is essentially our food review show. It's pretty short, usually under 10 minutes. I don't think one's been over 8 minutes yet. So really quick. And
I
we've
thought it was under 5.
under
But
5. Oh, wow. So maybe we haven't had a show that's over 5. And you can click that. It's a playlist called Dining on Deck. You can see our review on Gigi's. You can see Guy's Burgers with Pero DJ, which was super fun. We have one with MSC with La Lila Loca,
which is coming out.
which is coming out. What else did we do? We did the drinks for Royal Caribbean, all their newest drinks. It's super fun. Go watch them. You'll get a different perspective of what it's like to dine on deck.
I love the segment.
Yeah.
One, because I get to eat all the food. Yeah, the secret sandwich was 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the secret
there are a
sandwich.
couple that are like super quick.
Yeah, Royal Caribbean has a secret sandwich, and for those of you that don't know what that secret sandwich is, we're probably not going to reveal that secret to you, but the video is
You're not
fun.
going to find out in the video,
Yeah.
but it's very fun.
Very, very cool.
Okay, why did you just go away
From
my
the chat? Oh, I was trying to hop out of the chat and talk about more topics, but
Okay, what other topics do you have to talk about?
that's why I was going to go find them.
You have to go find them.
Yeah, I was going to go find them. So
Oh, okay.
I was
well,
gonna- I was
does
gonna hit-
anybody else have a topic for us to talk about?
I was going to have a
Throw it to the chat.
just going to refresh it real quick. And so, yeah, we covered them for today.
Great. So we have other the chat, please. Thank you. Someone did ask a question. Oh, thoughts on specialty dining on Royal?
It's amazing.
It is amazing, and I think that we typically had not done specialty dining on Royal, at least often, because we like the main dining room food so much. And now that we've cruised so much on Royal, we've been doing more specialty dining, right? Because spoiler alert, it's not just Royal, it's Carnival and a lot of other ships. Their menu's the same across the whole fleet. So it's almost like, okay, well, we've had this whole menu before. Let's go and do something else. So, I mean, it's just a reason for us to try other restaurants. Best dining on NCL. Is that a statement or a question? Because NCL does have some pretty bomb specialty dining. Yes, John, we are planning on going on the Seashore. That is coming out in November. It's coming out in November. We don't have any set plans, but we do plan on going on it.
So we've been going live on Facebook, and sometimes I forget. Sorry, guys. There's some people in the chat on Facebook, and they said they actually want the exact data.
Oh, fascinating.
Isn't that interesting? So Carol, not going to give a full name, but Carol says, I always want the exact data. She wants to know exactly how many people have been popped. That's what I call it, popped or contracted COVID on the ship. And they want the ships to report the exact number.
Interesting. Going back to Amy Rogers has a question, and appreciate you, Amy, for saying question in capital letters, because that way we know it's a question and we can answer it. Can I get subtitles on your lives? I don't have my earphones. Great question.
I think we can, but it does degrade the quality of that said live stream.
Okay. You can also go on Facebook because you just popped over Facebook and I saw the subtitles.
Oh, perfect.
Look at that.
So Facebook does have captions. So Amy, it's been real hanging out with you on YouTube.
Well,
And I will see you over on Facebook.
you can do both.
You can do both. That's true.
You can do both. That's funny. Someone asked how old I am because I'm not saying I don't know it. I just cannot remember it at the current state. I will listen to it later and I will let you know tomorrow if I've heard it. We did eat at Wonderland, Paul. We had Wonderland on the Ovation back in 2019 when we went to Alaska. We do have a video on it. It's not the dining on deck because we just started that, but we do have like a vlog experience on it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go back to Wonderland because I thought the food was very interesting.
And I would love to do a dining on deck there.
And I'd love to do a dining on deck, yes.
Yeah.
So when we book another royal ship that has Wonderland on it, we'll have to go. Does the Symphony have Wonderland?
I don't know. Does
Or the Odyssey? Because we are cruising on those later.
the Odyssey might have
next year.
Wonderland?
Yeah.
Huh. So my thoughts on Virgin are, oh man, I'll be honest, dramatically skewed towards wanting to go. I'm going to be
What is he
very,
gonna
I'm
say?
going to be like honest with that one. Like I want to go so bad. The stuff they are putting out prior to like the creators going,
Yeah.
I have been excited. And like when they invited us to go see their new ship, super pumped.
Right.
The word is jazzed. I was jazzed.
The word is jazz.
I was ecstatic. I was
Yeah.
like, this might be the ship for us.
Yeah, very possible.
As far as I'll give you some like concerns or criticism. But the food looks amazing. The design looks amazing. It looks like a fabulous ship. We were so excited to get on MSC because it's just like the decor and the look and the feel and the vibe
Well, and it was also very different from
Yeah.
what we've done in the past.
and the food. So pivoting from MSC to Virgin's model is there's no specialty dining. You're like, oh my gosh, no specialty dining. And we spoke to the CEO and he was essentially saying that we made all the food good. He goes, there's no like main dining room per se. It's going to be different from the food that you'd get at a quick service food. Like all of it is like designed and inspired from chefs in
Right.
Miami and all over around the world. And so some of our criticism for other cruise lines was that like, why take a step back in the main dining room or a step back at like your quick service food and then upcharge on specialty dining to actually get a really unique experience. Their vibe was, let's make it a unique experience no matter where our patrons go.
Yeah.
They're going to enjoy the food.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're super excited about. What we're not pumped about is the pool. That's it.
It's the pool, right.
Yeah.
So I will say we, in 2019, in February, we did have the chance to go to Italy and walk around the ship after the float out ceremony, right? Before the inside was done, right? So we're walking around the spaces and they have these renderings and it's really cool. It's a really neat experience, right? And even walking through like the pool deck and whatever, like where that was supposed to be, and they're like, and this is the pool. And I was just like, that's it? Like, it's an adult only ship, right? So I understand where, they don't necessarily have to make room and make activities for kids, but adults still like to go in the pool, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, if it's going to be cruising the Caribbean, it's hot. It gets so hot. And if there's only one small pool for the whole ship, it's just kind of like, well, how do I cool off? It's kind of, that in itself is kind of interesting. I'm still wondering why they chose to make the pool as small as they did. But I think everything else is going to make the ship so much better. One, like you said, the food looks incredible. And if it tastes anything like it looks, it's going to be incredible. I do love that everything's included food-wise.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you go to one restaurant and it's just like, okay, and then they make you pay for a restaurant that is actually like really good. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'd prefer everything to be included. We already paid for food. give me good food across the board.
Give me good food.
Give me good food across the board. I also love that they have fitness classes and they're included. It looks like they have a bunch of different and interesting classes that aren't just like your typical, because that's what I like about working out. I like going to a class. I like having other people there with me. I don't want to just sit on the treadmill, or I guess you don't sit on the treadmill. You walk on the treadmill or run by myself. Mm-hmm. Like it's hard for me to do that and enjoy it. So they have a bunch of workout stuff that's included, and they have a lot of healthy options. They have like a juice and smoothie bar and like all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm really excited about it.
And that's where we said incredible bias. We're like super excited for it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
maybe that's a good or a bad thing. What if we go there and it's just like our expectations are so high?
Of course, that's the thing. It's hard to go into a very new experience expecting greatness, and then if it falls short, then you're like, I'm kind of disappointed. But like even with MSC, we had never cruised on MSC,
but our expectations weren't this high.
They were still kind of high.
Yeah.
And I know that people had said that they didn't like the food, and I was like, okay, well, I won't necessarily go in thinking that it's going to be good, but I didn't go in thinking it was going to be bad either, because
I was prepared to go in and be like, well, this is it.
Oh no, because food is very subjective. We keep talking about this because we are now doing more food content, right? And so something that I like, you might not like it. Your taste buds are different than mine. Like, and even like this dynamic, right?
Yeah.
There was something that I ate on MSC and I really liked, and he's like, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Right. So us telling you that the food is great, you still might not like it, but we liked it. So I am not at all going to say whether I don't like something or I like something because I want you to think that I like it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Something where I think that we'll just do a little humble brag. Think that something that we are good at is that the Dining on Deck episodes, we discuss the flavors a lot. So we let you know if something's sweet or sour, there's a coffee or a gritty texture, or it's creamy or it's smooth or it's rough. And if you know those descriptive words and food and textures that you don't like, it'll give you an idea like, oh, wow, I actually don't like that texture, and I'll probably avoid that one. But I do like the way she described that drink. I like bitter drinks. I'm going to order this one.
And I don't like bitter drinks.
Yeah.
So there's stuff on. Do you see where we're getting at?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're getting a lot of comments that would be like, well, I didn't like the food. Well, I didn't do this. Well, I like the food. And you're saying that it's bad. Okay, well, cool. You can you're allowed to have an opinion, but so are we. And so I don't want us to put out these videos or Instagram or whatever and us saying that we like something and be like, well, you're lying. No, we actually really like it. Or no, we actually really don't like it. So I digress. It's just kind of a little rant from the comments that come through on our channel.
Robert White says, if I had my way, all ships would be adults only. Then again, I might be a tad selfish. That's funny.
It's okay.
He goes, although my kids are perfect age, 37 and 38. That sounds fun. Cruising with your kids.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, my parents are going on this Alaska cruise with us.
That's right.
And I'm pumped.
Should we do, and this is going to be for our private Facebook group community, should we give Donna a segment?
I think Donna would love a segment.
I would totally make
Mama
a quick
Donna.
little bumper like for like cruising with Donna, and then she can just go live in the group and be like, "All right, everybody, I'm just kind of walking through
Cruising with Donna."
Let's do that. Cruising with Donna.
That's funny.
But I love the texture and taste idea rather than just flavor. That's right, Amanda. We describe it. We describe it for you guys. So we have 200 people in the chat. If we could be so awesome of you that are watching and listening in the background, go ahead and click on over and give us a thumbs up on the video before rolling out. We are approaching the top of the hour here, and we were started at 10:30, approaching 11:30, and we'll hop off in a minute. 1 hour show, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading this question. It's a very interesting question, and the answer is yes. So Brian asked, do you guys, like other cruise vloggers, get flack from certain cruise line loyalists when you like a cruise line they don't cruise with? And the answer is yes. And we also get flack for saying that we don't like a cruise line that other people really like.
I'm going to elaborate on that, or how do I say this? Expand.
Expand.
I'm going to expand.
Expand on that answer.
I like all cruise lines. I just don't like certain cruise ships.
That's fair. That's fair. But the answer is ultimately yes, Brian. It's really interesting to put out to cruise on a cruise line, right? Or a cruise ship, and we have an experience. Yeah. And our whole goal is to share our experience with you, whether that is good or whether that is bad.
Yeah.
And in our opinion, it's our opinion, right? So our opinion that is good, our opinion that is bad. We show you that. Now, you could watch that back and say, okay, well, it didn't look that bad to me.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we've also had all these other experiences. So in our opinion, it's bad, right?
Yeah.
And so people come in the chat or whatever, and then they kind of get upset that we didn't have a good time.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm sorry, but based on all of our other experiences, this kind of fails in comparison. But you can make your own decision on whether or not you want to go based off what we show.
So we cannot see the Facebook chat. Someone asked me that. For some reason, it doesn't populate live for me.
Yeah, I don't really understand how Facebook works, like chat-wise. I mean, we can see a little bit, but it's not necessarily live. But hello, everybody on Facebook.
Hello, everybody on Facebook. So, but apparently we have lots of comments over there. And we just can't see them. Well, that's not true. I could see 13 comments.
Well, maybe there's only 13.
Maybe there's only 13. So Brittany says, I'm nervous about cruising. We leave November 4th on Oasis of the Seas, and this will be my first cruise post-gastric bypass surgery. Glad you're feeling better. Any tips, since y'all are super healthy? Any tips in regards to COVID, or tips versus just like...
I'm assuming food.
Food, or... give us a little bit of elaboration on there. I don't want to expand on a question that's not what you meant, or something like that, or answer rather.
Also, SLS Productions asked a question about advice for a single guy over 50, which cruise line. I'm also going to say Norwegian. And now that we've only done Norwegian once, I feel like they are great for single cruisers because they have studio cabins built specifically for one person and a studio lounge. So if you're into meeting other people that are cruising by themselves, I feel like Norwegian's kind of a good place to do that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the price comparison between Norwegian or Royal, but since it's more, the studios are a single supplement, right? And so I feel like that might be a little better.
All right, SLS Productions, I'm going to give you the answer that you need. Here we go. Listen. You saw those Virgin ships. You see what's going on over there. It's a party. Good food, good drinks.
Yeah,
listen.
They're not coming over until at least October.
I know. He can wait a little bit. He says single guy over 50. He's on a mission. He ain't going for just for funsies. Okay. Listen.
Okay.
You go to Virgin and you work your game, man. You work your game and you report back and you say, hey, listen, I was spitting my game.
Spitting my
game, and I landed a couple dates here.
Oh my goodness!
Took them on a couple drinks, and you know what? Got a few numbers, and now I'm texting, and I'm having a good time. Thank you, Griffin and Alyssa, for that amazing advice of going to Virgin. So,
whatever.
Just saying, just throwing it out there. So,
I still say Norwegian.
Griff's dating tips. Always open the car door. Great advice, Robert.
Great advice.
All right. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show today. We will see you tomorrow morning. Oh, Alyssa's looking at a comment like she wants to read it. Go for it. You did one of these.
No, I'm sorry. It was actually more of a...
Oh.
No, I actually was staring at the screen without actually reading anything. That's what happens sometimes.
Andrew Schmanger. Did I say that right? Schmanger? Or Schmanger?
It sounded the same.
Did I sound the same?
Yeah.
Andrew, apologize in advance if I messed up your name. I promise you it's not intentional. He says, I'm looking at booking another cruise in January. I never got the chance to ask you guys on the MSC ship we were on, but would you, Royal or Norwegian, and why? Please expand. We'll let Alyssa take that one.
Well, we will tell you after our Norwegian cruise to Alaska.
There you go. So we haven't been on a Norwegian cruise in over
It's 4.5 years.
4.5 years, and we'll expand on a little bit more. We got married, went on a Norwegian cruise,
We did.
got married in St. Thomas.
It was lovely.
It was lovely. I bawled like a baby. I cried. Alyssa tried to give me a wing as the sealing of the deal. I gave her a ring. She gave me a hot wing, but I never let her
That's
forget
an
it.
inside joke that you guys don't get. But I will say I'm kind of excited for, and I didn't say this before, the spa, because they have like a snow room and they have all these like really cool things in their spa. So if you're looking into something like a little bit different, I might say Norwegian, but we will for sure let you know after our cruise next week.
There we go. So can't wait to get back. Can't wait to put out those cruise vlogs. Click subscribe on the channel if you haven't already. And as always, guys, if you dig those vibes, please click subscribe.
And if you care, please share, and we'll see you in paradise.
Enjoy